Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Benny. You're live.
Hey, Alex, this is Ben over Anytime Fitness. You signed up for our 21-day transformation program on Facebook. How's it going, man?
Going well. Going well.
Good, man. So I'm one of the owners and transformation coaches here at Anytime Fitness. You've probably heard of Anytime Fitness and our transformation programs. We're one of the fastest growing transformation specialists in the region with thousands of transformations. No worries. So I understand your time is valuable and important, and I don't want to take up a bunch of it. And since we've had such an overwhelming response to the program, we're unable to take everyone. So we're using this call to ensure that you are a good fit for our program. Sound good?
Sure.
Okay. I'm also just going to be taking a couple notes. So if you see me looking down at my paper, just don't mind. Okay. That's going to help me give you the best recommendation possible. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so since it's been crazy busy, my team and I only have 3 more spots available since this is all one-on-one. So maybe at the end of this, if you can just let me know a definite yes, you're in, or a no, you're not, that would be great. If it's a maybe, we just don't have the time or space available at this time. Sound fair enough?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so before we jump in, I always like to ask, do you have the ultimate decision-making power over your health and fitness, or do you need someone else's permission?
No, I can do that.
All right, great. So you make the financial decisions. Same here. So let's get to it. What was it that motivated you to sign up for this program? Are you trying to lose weight, burn belly fat, tone up, or all 3?
So just lose a little bit more weight. I don't know about toning up. It is straight in my belly and a little bit in my keister.
Okay. All right. So a couple basic things. Where are we getting started? What is your current age, height, and weight?
Age 42, weight 247, height 6'2.5".
Got to have that 2.5, right? All right.
Pretty soon it's going to be under 6 foot with the how I'm shrinking here. So getting hair in places that don't need to be there, getting belly fat and places that don't need to be there, and shrinking. So women get more pretty the older I get, and I get more uglier. So we got to fix that. If you can help me with that, then I'm signing up all day.
Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind. I will tell you from my personal experience, exercise is the fountain of youth, man. So I got you covered. But real quick, what's your goal weight? Where do you see yourself feeling best?
This is where it's different. I really couldn't tell you. Typically at 220, I feel really good, but when I've gotten to 220 in the past, ever since I hit 30 years old, it's always been a yo-yo thing. So for me, I guess I'd want to get to a weight that would be like a longer, leaner person. I've always prided myself on when I do work out, I have I look pretty good on the upper body, but it's more muscly, and I don't want that look anymore. I'd rather go long and lean. And so I genuinely don't know. I would speculate maybe 180, 200, but not have any like bulky muscles. I'd want to be long and lean.
Sure. So one of the great things about the program that we have is that we are going to have some check-ins periodically to update your goals. So in my imagination, we can definitely aim for 220 to begin with. And if we decide at that time you feel good and you want to keep going, we can always adjust our goal down the road. Okay?
Fair enough.
All right. So you told me that the majority of the fat is being stored around your belly and your butt, right?
Yeah, I'd say. Listen, if you can pinch my arms, there's not a lot of fat there. You pinch my chest, there's a little bit as you get closer to, the tip. But most of it sits right in my belly and a little bit in the Kardashian underbooty, whatever that call is, the glutes.
I gotcha. And so for those 2 areas, do you feel like you can, you kind of already gave me a little info. Do you feel like you can pinch it, or you feel like you can grab it?
Definitely a pinch on my buttocks, and more of a grab right on the muffin top.
Okay, so especially on the sides?
Yeah, it's definitely if you want, I can show you.
That's all right, man. We got a lot to get through, so I'm just gonna keep cranking through. All right.
Look, I got a little bit of brown sugar, so
it's all right, man. So we got to get through this. All right. So how long would you say this has been bothering you? You said you've kind of had a yo-yo effect.
It's up and down over the last 12 years. It's literally for 2 years I'm on, for 2 years I'm off, for 2 years I'm on, For 2 years, I'm off. It's up and down.
Okay, so 12 years. That's a good while. Is there anything specific that changed in your life about 12 years ago?
uh, Serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, just life. I'll get into a good rhythm, and it's really easy to kind of prioritize things when there's not a lot going on. Uh, in that time frame, I've had 2 kids, gotten married, moved, started a few businesses, and so there's
Wow.
always an adjustment that can kind of throw you off. And I think when those things happen, it disrupts my rhythm, and I'm a very rhythmatic guy. And so when things disrupt my rhythm, I get a little shut down and confused, I guess. I don't know if that's an answer, but that's the answer that comes to my mind as to if the direct question is like, hey, how come that happens over the last 12 years? The answer that I would probably give you is a life, I guess. But I
Sure.
know there's other people out there that get through it. I don't know how to do that, I guess.
So you're actually one question ahead of me, Alex. My next question is, what bad habits have gotten you to 247 pounds? For most men, it's stress, emotional eating, and procrastination. I know you said that a lot of it has to do with the rhythm changing, but when that rhythm changes, what are those bad habits? What's your thing?
I would say the snacks. I feel
That-
like, yeah, I can do pretty well with the meals. But the minute that I get sidetracked with the snacking, I'm a snacker. I got to have healthy snacks, and if those snacks are made and pre-done, then I stay on my diet and my regimen. But the minute that there's no healthy snacks, I go with non-healthy snacks, and because I ate non-healthy snacks, and the next day I might not do a workout, or I might eat crappier, worse food. So I would say if I had to try and identify it, it would be the snacks. But if I'm being really honest with you, what did you say your name was?
Ben.
All right, thank you. So Ernest, yeah, what I would say is I really don't know. I don't have the answers. That's why I'm here. Like I could lie to you and say, hey, I think it's the snacks, but then I don't know. I would say let's classify it as the food.
Mhm.
Because if you give me the workouts, working out 3 times a week, I think that that's very easy.
Okay.
If you're going to tell me I got to work out every day, that might be a little daunting.
Sure.
But if the workouts are 3 times a week and it's following a meal plan, I gotta figure
We'll
out.
get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. We'll talk about the program, and I'm going to give you some good details on that. I think it's absolutely going to be the right play for you. But I just want to get a little bit more basic information for you. So just help me stay railroaded, okay? What negative impacts do you feel like this extra weight has had on your life?
Uh, I mean, I'll be open and vulnerable with you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Definitely. What do you call it? Not pride or ego. Confidence.
Sure.
Right? Like I'm typically a guy that when I'm in shape, yeah, I am that guy that will love to take his shirt off. I mean, if you look that good, if you got it, flaunt it. That's my imagination. And no disrespect to if you have a different belief. I also look at other people if they got it, flaunt it, and I'm actually happy for them. That I know that that's hard work, right? That's not like they just woke up like that. They had to do a lot of work. So I am that guy that if you got it, flaunt it. And because I don't got it, I don't flaunt it. I wake up and, I'll go to bed with a t-shirt on now, even though my wife, I've known her for 17 and a half years. It's just, I'm the guy that's always tried to be, and I'm pretending this is just me and you talking, right? I'm the guy that's always loved to just walk around naked, and there's none of that anymore because I just want to make sure I'm protecting everybody's horror stories. But,
Okay.
I want to get to a point where if I'm being really honest, I want to look great naked again.
Okay. Yeah, I absolutely appreciate that honesty, man. So it sounds like, you gave me a little bit of a tidbit on how this has affected a little bit of your personal relationship with your wife. How about your kids or work? It sounded like you were a pretty busy guy, right? You had 2 kids. You've opened a couple of businesses. Do you feel like not being at that level of fitness that you are looking for has affected your confidence in other situations?
Oh, big time, big time. So the types of businesses I have are very, you have to look the part. You're supposed to look the part. So when you don't, there's that extra pressure on you. So, I even feel I would say it's more amplified when I'm not in shape. Because you have more eyes on you, you have a bigger microscope. So, I feel even worse, or I make myself feel even worse, I should say. Yeah, it definitely is impactful. And to throw into the mix that, I look at my kids and I want them to be athletic. So I have to be the pace setter. I have to be the example. And I can say that I'm working out 3, 4, 5 times a week, but if I don't look the part, what kind of example am I being? So, I want to get it back, and
Yeah,
this might help me jumpstart get it back.
sure. So I just want to kind of recap here and see if this thought resonates with you a little bit. Um, when you've had some of these lifestyle changes, right? They've kind of thrown you off a little bit. And you started to prioritize other things. But then when you prioritize other things, you find that the weight that you're gaining and the confidence that you're losing is actually impacting those other things in a negative way. So would you say that prioritizing fitness the whole time would actually make all those other things better?
Yes.
All right, cool. You know what? I'm glad that you're there. I do think that you're in the right place. So I will tell you, Alex, the difference between the men who do lose the weight and the men who don't lose the weight, they all have one thing in common, and that is a powerful why. So what's yours?
You want to know it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Every male in my family is, with the exception of one in 4 generations, has lived longer than 52.
Wow.
At nearly 250 pounds, I'm the smallest one in my family that's a male. And I guess I've just, in my head, always thought that I would die at 52. So I'm trying to jam as much life as I can now. And so I give myself the excuse of why not enjoy some of the foods and stuff like that, as opposed to, let's work out as hard as I can so I can try and beat that. I guess I've just succumbed to the fact that I shouldn't say succumbed. I should say, I guess I just, in my head, have this expiration date of Alex Valley at 52. So I want to just experience as much as I can, including food or stuff like that. And, the times that I get on topic and I get on focus with fitness are the times where I'll say, hey, no, I'm going to beat 52. And then the other times are like, well, what's the point? And I don't mean it in a bad way, but even if I died at 52, I'm going to miss a lot of things if I prioritize fitness as much as I do, so it's.
Tell me a little bit about those things. Like, what's the first one thing that comes to your mind that you said you're 42 right now. So if you only live 10 more years, what's going to happen 11, 12, 13, 15 years from now that you're going to miss out on? And this is perfect, by the way. I really appreciate you sharing that with me. This is a huge, powerful why. And candidly, I usually have to dig with people and really push and nudge them to give me something, but you're already sitting in that place, man. So I really feel like you're ready. But what are the couple things that you think that you're going to miss out on that would be really, you really would hate to miss out on those things, that 11 to 15 year range?
Again, it's going to sound foreign, but I just feel guilty and selfish for, doing a workout for me when I could get up and make breakfast for my kids, or, stopping to do a workout for me when, I can make a lunch or a dinner for my kids. And, I don't know. It's just, you try and do the right thing for you, but sometimes that collides with the right thing for others. And, when I say to my kids, like, hey, daddy's going to do his workout, they might not understand that, this is a priority and I'm taking time away from them. They just want to be with daddy. And, it's really challenging right now, if I'm being honest. I had a great momentum going into this. I was getting up every day at 4 a.m., busting my cardio. We were doing 2 workouts a day.
Awesome.
Then the Corona hit and, the kids are home. We've been laid off. And so it's really difficult trying to get through it. With that said, in my head, I'm ready to make that commitment. I just don't know how to do it with the situation I'm in. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you mind if I ask how old your oldest child is?
10.
She's 10. Okay. So do you think it's selfish to maybe not make a couple breakfasts a week for your oldest child? Or do you think that it's selfish for you to choose happy, like, foods that you like that are kind of guilty pleasures now and then not make it to that kid's wedding? Which one of those sounds more selfish to you?
Well, if that's the option, I mean, yeah, I got to eat bad. Listen, it's a great point. I understand it. And that's where I want to get to. I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you that I need to prioritize me. I get that. You get that. I don't think a 10-year-old or a 7-year-old would get that. And that's the hard part is,
All right.
We all get that. And that's what makes us do the things that we do. It's when you look at your 10-year-old and your 7-year-old and they're looking at you with puppy dog eyes and they don't understand. I don't care how tough you think you are. That just eats at your soul and wears you down. So, you know, that said, I'm ready. I got to get going, and I'm in that mindset. So I'm agreeing with you that, hey, you know, I have to prioritize this
Perfect.
regardless if they understand or not right now, because they will down the road.
All right. Well, again, thank you very much for sharing that, Alex. I mean, I do love that why. I mean, you know, candidly, for me personally, I don't have kids yet, but that still is a motivator for me, is wanting to be there for them for athletic events and all that kind of stuff. But I do want you to imagine a little bit, you know, imagine weighing that 220, that 180, you know, whatever that end goal is going to be for us, being full of energy, being confident, feeling great when you're walking around naked, right? You know, being there for your kids beyond a 10, you know, beating that curse that your family seems to have, right? That'd be pretty amazing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, Alex, that does make you just like the people who get the best results in this program. So this is what we're going to do. Right now, you are 247, and you want to get to 220. Since we've helped over 1,000 people just like you accomplish their goals, and given where you're at now, I can tell you that we can help you to lose 8 to 12 pounds in 21 days. Would you be okay with that?
Wait, say that again. Maybe I misheard you say that again.
We can help you lose between 8 and 12 pounds in 21 days. Would you be okay with that if we did that for you?
Yeah. So you're going to help me get to the goal with this thing, right?
Absolutely. So I'm just double checking, making sure that the goal that we've talked about before is a reasonable goal, and you wouldn't be upset if I helped you lose 8 to 12 pounds the next 21 days, right? You'd be cool with that?
Yeah. You think that's realistic?
Absolutely, man. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that it's easy. We're going to work, but I think you're in the right mindset, that you're ready to rock and roll on this. So I'm absolutely confident that you can get there with a little bit of help from me and my team.
All right. Let's go.
All right. So you ready for me to tell you how we're going to make that happen?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to get you from 247 to 220 and burn the fat that's located around your belly and around your butt, okay, without training like a crazy person and without eating rabbit food. Cool?
Fair enough.
All right. So we have a 3-pillar approach to this. We do fitness, nutrition, and accountability, and that's how we transform bodies. Most of the programs out there just focus on one thing. For instance, Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers, they're going to give you a diet and some accountability, but they don't give you the fitness to tone you up. And then some gyms out there like Planet Fitness, they don't give you a diet, or, you know, the only accountability that they give you is when they call you because your credit card didn't go through. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So something's always missing, and that's why our clients are so successful. With us, they get all three: fitness, nutrition, and accountability. And when you have all three, you can't fail. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So with that being said, just to recap, you're looking for a program that fits you, your lifestyle, provides you with a detailed game plan, personalized coaching, and that's going to get you to your long-term goals. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. I can definitely help you out then. So here's what I need you to commit to. For the fitness component, we're going to customize an example exercise plan specifically made for your goals, your schedule, and your fitness level, and it will be all done remotely. So you can fit it in whenever is most convenient for you. Do you think you can stick to a fitness plan made specifically for you?
Yeah, sounds easy enough.
All right, great. The second component is nutrition. Our Action Nutrition Plan is so easy. I've had 12-year-olds do it and someone who doesn't speak English do it. So I'm confident that you can do it too. I promise you, it's like a color-coded plan. There's no way you can't follow it. But the main question is, are you willing to change your food habits to hit your goals?
Yes, for sure.
So last piece is accountability. This is the glue that holds everything together, and the reason our clients have such a high success rate and get such jaw-dropping results. Here's how we do it. You'll have a transformation coach with you every step of the way, encouraging you, motivating you, supporting you, and so you never fall off track. After all, if we just gave you the best fitness and nutrition plan in the world, but you didn't follow it, you wouldn't get any results, right? So here's the 3 things you have to commit to do to get those jaw-dropping results. 1, weigh in every morning and message me a picture of your weight. Cool?
Cool.
All right. 2, check-ins. We'll have direct one-on-one access to your coach throughout the week. We're going to check in on you 3 to 4 times a week to make sure you're losing weight exactly as planned. We just need you to respond back when we message. Think you can manage that?
So just respond back when I message you.
Just respond back every time we message you.
Okay.
Okay, right, easy. All right. 3rd, I also need you to attend your 3 one-on-one check-in meetings. First, your personal nutrition consult, where we create your nutrition game plan so you can get these results fast. 2nd is your 14-day progress tracking update. That way we can make adjustments to keep the weight loss coming week after week. These adjustments make weight loss plateaus a thing of the past. Make sense?
Yeah. So just repeat back to you. I just got to do 3 check-ins with you guys.
So that's the first 2. So there's that first one that's going to be hopefully tomorrow is that nutrition consult. One at day 14 that's going to be your check-in, and then we are going to have a third one, which is your transformation meeting. That's where we go over your results so we can see how many sizes, belt loops, pounds
All
that
right.
you've lost, and we create a game plan for the future because you don't want to just lose the weight, you want to keep it off, right?
Got it. Yeah. All right. Got it.
All right, so that's how the program works. It's a step-by-step, done-for-you program that will get you from 247 to 220, get rid of the fat that's located around your belly and around your butt, and do it all as fast as possible without feeling overwhelmed. Make sense?
Yes.
All right, do you have any questions for me on how the program works?
Nope.
Awesome. So before I make my recommendation, I do need to know, are you here just for some free workouts or because you want to get results and burn off the fat on your belly and on your butt once and for all?
Ooh, I see what you did there. That's powerful. Yeah, I want to get results. And I know what I want to say, but I know what you're going to get most of the people to say. Yeah. Do I just go with this here? Just go with it?
Go with it, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, get me healthy, man.
Perfect. All right. Awesome. So our 21-day, 10-pound guaranteed transformation program is going to be perfect to get you started and includes everything we just went over. Follow those simple steps. And if you don't lose 5 to 12 pounds in 21 days, I'm going to coach you for free for another 21 days. How does that sound?
Good.
Right? Right? All right. So here's the best part. For this guaranteed one-on-one built for you program, it's normally $997. We're discounting it 70% off because a lot of people need help right now, which drops it to only $299. And if you choose to stay with us long-term, which, warning, most people do, I'm going to credit the $299 towards a future long-term program. So this first 21 days is basically free anyways. Sound fair?
So just to understand, I thought this was free and you're telling me it's $299. What is the free one?
So the free one, that's where we can get you a couple workouts. You just don't get all those check-ins. You're still going to get the nutrition consult, but you're not going to get as many check-ins from the coach just based on time. I'm sure, being a business owner, you understand some parts of that, right?
Yes. So the only difference is just the check-ins, the 3 check-ins we talked about.
Yep. And so like you had said before, sometimes you do really, really, really well with the fitness and you know how to cook healthy, but it sounds like the long-term accountability is the thing that you're missing most of all. But like I said, that $299 is going to go towards a a long-term program. So the 21 days is effectively free, but I'm sure you can also understand people who have more skin in the game tend to do better with this. If I just told you this was free and you fall off for a day or two, you're just going to, whatever, it doesn't matter. I didn't invest in this, right? As a business owner, I'm sure if you had a bigger project, a really big investment, the biggest play you ever made in your life, you probably stuck to that no matter what, right? Because this was important because if you failed, not only were you going to fail and not feel great about that, you were going to lose all the money you invested, right?
Okay.
Okay. So that's kind of where we're coming from. But again, we're going to take that $299 and we're going to apply it to the long term.
$299 is just steep. Like when you say $299, listen, I've been furloughed. I don't have a job essentially right now. And so that's just a steep price. It's not like I don't want to do it. I mean, I just got done telling you I really do, but $299 is just a really steep price, especially because I don't have a job right now.
Alex, no worries. We work with all budgets. More than half of our clients are on payment plans. Do you want me to break that down for you into 3 payments of $99? Would that work better for you?
How would that look?
So it would be once a week. So we would bill, the first one today or tomorrow. And then each week of this 21-day program, you just get billed one more time for $99. So it would spread it out a little bit.
I appreciate you doing that. I do want to talk it over with my spouse. It's still a little pricey. That's just definitely something I got to run over with her,
Sure.
And again, don't get me wrong. I really want to do it. It's just, I thought it was going to be a free thing. And, I like all the things that you're doing, but I just want to kind of check in. It's a lot of money, especially right now,
Yeah, I absolutely understand, man. One place that, I can't help my mind going back to, you told me earlier that, this was pretty much 100% of your decision, right? That you could kind of make these decisions on your own. But also, I mean, I guess my imagination says you've been with your wife for, you said, I think 17 years. I mean, do you feel like she's going to be sad if you invest in your health and fitness?
Do I feel like she'll be sad? No. I feel like if it was free, she'd be happy. I think that she would be sad that I would be spending money right now. But that doesn't mean that she wouldn't want me to be healthy. I just think it's just a difficult time right now, as I'm sure that you can understand, right?
Sure. So what I'm hearing you say is that, if it was free, you and your wife 100% on board, but you and I both kind of understand that sometimes if we don't have a little skin in the game, right, that we may not get the results that we're looking for. Is that kind of both on the same page on that?
Fair enough. I can understand that point of view.
Okay. So the good news is we're able to get 90% of great candidates like you a payment plan that's going to work with their budget. So how about this? If you're willing to stay with us for 12 weeks, which would mean you're getting a crazy before and after picture transformation, then we can do it for $49 a week, which is half off the already discounted price. Is that fair?
So if we did it for 12 weeks, it would just be $49 a week as opposed to $99 a week.
Correct. So you're going to get more time out of this. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a little bit more cost over the whole of it, but in terms of like cost per week, it's half.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man, I definitely like that a lot better than the other option. I do think that it's just still very steep. You're talking about $200 a month. And it's just a challenging time, man. I really want to figure this out. I just think that it's a lot of money right now. It might as well be $1 million, and I feel bad saying that because if everything was going, we're having a different conversation. And, I want you to know that I see the value and I really appreciate you taking the time. I just think that it's going to be hard to, number one, come up with that financially. I mean, that's a 12-week thing. So it's no longer just like $300. It's now like 50 times 12. Right. So, that's just something that I still got to just kind of take into consideration on.
No worries. We got this, Alex. So how about this? I know that people have made promises with you before, but why don't we get you started for just $49 today, week to week, no commitment. And you just pay as you go. That way you can see if you like me, our company, and the program, and you're going to eliminate all risk. Does that sound fair?
So say that again. It would just be $49 for a 1-week program. Maybe I'm not understanding.
So you're going to pay $49 a week with no commitment. So like when we talked about that earlier, you'd still be committed to the 21 days. I'm trying to, help you out here, meet you in the middle. If we did $49 a week, 1 week at a time, you tell me at any point that this isn't working for you, you hate me, you hate whatever, we cut it off, we're good, right? But if you do like it, we keep rolling with it.
Oh, I see what you did. So it's the same thing. It's just, with the commitment again, man, it's just a $49, honestly, weekly. I put it like this. If I see success, I'm going to stay in it and I'm going to want to stay in it. I just might not be able to afford it. So it's just a $49 a week. It's just, we're still at the same number. So I appreciate what you're doing. And I get it. It's just a steep price, honestly, Ben.
All right. So, I mean, Alex, usually if I can't make something work by now, with no risk and no commitment, there's something else that's bothering you. What is your main fear? Are you concerned about not getting results? Is there something that you'd like to add to the program that would make it perfect for you?
No, I mean, if I'm being honest, I do believe that I could do it. I just don't know if I could afford it. It's a lot like, hey, I want the really nice car, but if I don't have the money to buy it, it doesn't matter what I want. It's what I can have, right? And so you guys are essentially that really nice car that I want that I just unfortunately can't afford.
I really appreciate your kind words there. I like being compared to a nice car. That's nice. So we don't normally do this, but I do think that you're a great candidate and we can take care of the fat on your belly and your butt for you because you do deserve that, right? And I do think you'll have an amazing transformation. So how about this? If you're willing to leave me a testimonial at the end, I could probably get you in for $39 a week. Is that fair enough?
So leave you a testimonial and you're at $39 a week. And then, so if I like it, I'm just going to keep continuing at $39 a week. Correct. So, let's say I like this and I perpetually like it. I got to pay $40 a week, essentially, as long as I'm in you guys' program. Correct.
So when we do the second or third meeting, we're going to talk a little bit about what the long-term options look like. But I can definitely, chat with the other owners and see if we can sneak you in or something like that and keep that price going. But when we get to that point, we'll definitely discuss. But this would just be guaranteed, locked in for the first 3 weeks, 39 a week, and all you got to do is stick with the program, and then just leave me a testimonial at the end.
Man, you're a little bit more in my wheelhouse. I just want to say I really appreciate you taking the time. I just don't know if it's going to work out because I really see the value. It's just 39, so it's 40. That's 160 a month ish, give or take. Man, it's just so unknown at this time. I can't commit to that, man. I'm so sorry. I can't.
Okay.
Financially, all the other stuff, I'm good.
I'm with you, man. So let me think for a second. All right, I do have an idea. I'll get a little creative. If you were willing to leave me a testimonial and send me a friend in your first month, only if you love it. Okay, so if you love it, you send me a friend. I could get you started for $29 today. That covers my cost to coach you one-on-one, and bring a friend just allows me to pay my employees. Like you said, we know it's a hard time, and so I would love to be able to support my employees that way, and keep the program going. So you get the best program out there, guaranteed to help you lose 5 to 10 pounds your first 21 days, 90% off the normal price, and I can keep my employees fed. Does that sound like a fair deal?
So 29, and I just got to refer you a friend, whether or not they sign up. I just got to refer you a friend.
Just send me somebody and leave me a testimonial at the end.
Oh, and a testimonial.
Yeah, I'm asking you an extra 5 minutes of your time. I know we got no time here in quarantine, right?
All right, let's do that. Let's go.
Let's do that. Awesome, Alex. I appreciate you taking the time with me, man, and working through that. I knew that we could get you on board. So, let me get my thing out here. All right. So I just want to make sure that we have all your information down correctly, and then we'll schedule your nutrition orientation. So I've got your first and last. I want to make sure it's spelled correctly. Is that Lavalley, Lavlee?
Oh, so close. Lava, so lava, hot like lava.
Yep.
And then LLE.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I missed the lava part. And the best email was that alexlavally@gmail.com.
Yeah, alexlovely@gmail.com. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Perfect. And the best phone number, is that the one I called you at, was 8675309?
Yeah, Gem Plumbing will answer the phone. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And what card did you want to use?
What? I'm sorry. What?
What card? Credit card for the 29?
Oh, you want me to pay for this now?
Yep. So just the 29, like I said, just to get started and then get the coaches fed.
Yeah. No chance I'm giving you my card right now.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Guys, I'm here. Stop. You go. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, can I ask you, is there anything that's concerning you about
that? Mackie, text me what you want me to say. Stand down, soldier. Just so you know, I'm doing everything to a T of what Sophie and Mackie want me to do.
I 100% believe it. While you're waiting on him, this does remind me this time.
I don't have my card with me. I'm driving. All right, there's two different answers.
Read mine.
All right. I just don't trust giving my card over the phone.
Okay.
And is it a one-time payment or is it recurring?
So this is just a one-time payment. So let me ask you, is your fear that I'm going to go on like an online shopping spree, because that's illegal, and I'd prefer to not go to prison, if we're being honest? Or is that because you're afraid that you're not going to show up and not get the value you're looking for out of this?
Line. Line. I thought it was 29 for 3 weeks.
Yep. So we're doing 29, right? You're going to send me a friend and you're going to leave me a testimonial. So this is just 29, one-time payment. And then we'll talk about the long-term stuff when we get back to the end of it. Okay.
Fair enough. Let's go.
Fair enough. All right, man. All right. So what's that card you got?
867 5309
Yep.
6969
Yep.
0911.
Okay, that is 1 digit short. I want you to know that. That's only 15 digits, not 16. So I'm gonna need one more digit in there somewhere.
Oh, there was one more digit I needed to give you. It was a 1.
All right, awesome. And what's the code on the back? All right, cool.
111.
And the billing address on the card, or for the card, excuse me.
Yeah, it's 127 Rue de Pau Boulevard.
All right, perfect, man, perfect. And all right, so let's get you scheduled for your nutrition consult. Tomorrow, I have time myself at 11, or I can stick you with one of our coaches, Josh, at 3 p.m. Which one of those two works better for you?
You at 11.
All right, 11 o'clock tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to do that. And just to let you know, there is a $50 charge if you don't show. I have no interest or desire to charge you that. Okay, so you're just going to show up for me tomorrow, right?
Wait, say more things?
So under the assumption that you show up tomorrow, 29, and that's it. But I do need you to show up, okay? Because we're getting paid for the time that we're here, okay? So if you don't show to protect our coach's time, it is a $50 fee, okay?
So with my appointments that I do, if I don't show up, if I'm hearing you correctly, it's a $50 fee on my credit card?
Correct. We do need you to show up. If you need to call and reschedule ahead of time, that's okay. But if you just leave me hanging, no word, no nothing.
All right, stand by for a second. Line. Am I good on that? Fair enough.
All right. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And then we're going to schedule your follow-up. So 2 weeks from today. What's today? Thursday. So how does Thursday, 2 weeks from now, same time we did today, 10:30 work for you?
Gangsta, yes.
All right, sweet. And then we're going to have that 21-day transformation meeting. So let's just do the following Thursday as well. Same time. We'll just do 10:30.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome, man. Awesome. All right. So we got everything that we need. So tomorrow, 11 o'clock, nutrition consult. I'm going to push you a couple things via email tonight. If you wouldn't mind just sending me an email back so I know that you got the stuff, because we're going to go over some nutrition plan stuff tomorrow and make sure you have that plan set for you. Okay?
Yes. So one last question I have. Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely,
so
man.
The appointments you just said, I didn't write them down. Is there gonna be some sort of like reminder or something that you sending me, or should I have written it down? Because I didn't. So if I need to write it down, I will.
There's going to be some reminders that you're going to get, but I always encourage folks to write them down anyway. But did you get the calendar invite to the Zoom meeting we're doing today?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the same thing. You're going to get a calendar invite to those Zoom meetings. Okay.
Got it.
All right, man. Cool. So we'll see you tomorrow at 11. All right.
Got it.
All right. Can I get a virtual high five?
Yay.
What's up? All right, man. We'll see you tomorrow.
Now, my understanding to recap it, awesome job, Ben, is that at this point, they have done it. You have now either, whatever the process is for Trainerize, we're in Trainerize, we enter their information in. With them on the phone, they get an email from Trainerize with what they just purchased. So you put in the information. They do have to click OK, and that's the contract verification as far as I heard from yesterday's phone call. We can verify once we get Trainerize up and running. But that's how that verifies and goes out that way. That should also probably have, my assumption, the dates of when your next appointments are, or at least in your portal on Trainerize.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. Can I give my quick feedback?
Absolutely.
I don't know how you guys are gonna get somebody to not take something. Like if that's the step down and that's how it goes, I wanted to say yes just to shut this mother effer up. Like I'm not kidding. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean, he already said all the things that I wanted to do. And I felt bad. Like I almost felt guilty for saying, yeah, I want this, but I don't have the money. Like I actually felt bad, but that was just the reality. And so when he came down to like 29, I was like, well, that sounds like a deal, but it's really not. I'm paying $30 a week. I'm paying $30 a week. What did I just sign up for?
Only 30 for the 21 days. We had to upsell you.
Yeah.
I have
Only
a
30
question
for the
about
21 days. We get still an upsell, but we will upsell because our fulfillment will be fucking awesome.
Yes.
So guys, that's my question is it's $29 for 21 whole days or $29 a week?
Week.
The script, I had the same question.
No,
The
it's per
script
week.
isn't really clear there, actually.
I think it's
It's
per
for
week.
Weekly.
Yeah, 29 a week.
Yeah.
I know
It just
this
says
No.
29 today. It just says in the script, it
Yeah,
says 29 today.
It's 29 today. It's a one-time fee. It's your fourth drop down.
And that's your last one before just going free.
So it's almost like a donation, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's basically a donation.
Yeah.
It's $30.
And then you get them on supplements to increase. This is why if you do for the fourth one and you don't sell supplements, it's a moot point. You don't close the first couple. You got to get some supplements or something, or you just have to turn them into a long term when it comes
okay,
over.
can we-
29.
We can ask that question, but that's the lingo that
I
I'm
was gonna
hearing.
say,
I can get you started for 29 today. That just covers the cost of the one-on-one. Get you the best program out there, guaranteed to lose you 5 to 10 pounds in the first 21 days. 90% off the normal price. So if we did the math out, wouldn't be 90% if we did 30, 60, 90. So $30 is 90% off of 300.
Yeah, but the original price is $9.97. Technically, 90% off is $30 a week. So maybe that is supposed to be $30.
We know that's
So-
just an anchor point. It's not a real number.
Hey, let's
I'm
not,
gonna
let's
ask.
not go down this tunnel. Let's
I'm gonna
focus.
ask.
I just want to
I'm gonna
double
ask
check.
in the tool car call.
So that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna double check. It's 29 one time or 29 weekly, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I'll ask.
But my imagination says they're going to tell us to do what you need to do price-wise, because some people have higher prices to start, lower prices to start. We should still ask the question. My imagination says that they're going to say, hey, do it what you think is right, what makes sense for you.
Hey,
Sophie,
when do we hit?
Sophie has
hit
a
'em?
question. I want to make sure we check in with her, and then maybe J-Mac, we go to like the biggest takeaways of Benny's performance there, if that's cool. Sophie, what was your question?
Yeah. So are we doing feedback? Because I've got mine ready to go.
Can
Oh,
I get
yeah.
a question? I get a question
Do I
first.
just stretch before you rip me apart here?
Well, hold on. So hold on 1 second. So we'll do the feedback. J-Mac, what's the cadence of format you would like the feedback to go?
For Ben, whatever he sucked at, just hit him in the face with it. I just want to ask a question. I will set up. When do you think we could add in destroying limiting beliefs? That last part with all those one-liners. What objection is that the
That's the
card?
point. I think that's when, if you go every drop down, everything, and they still aren't there, you just destroy it. Or you could spice that in there somewhere. But I mean, this is more about if they don't believe they could do this, right? And then you're like, well, if you were on an 800 calorie diet in Africa, you'd be skinny, right? And they're like, oh yeah, I guess. Right. So you can do this. Right. So I don't think so. I mean, it might not have been applicable to this one, but it sounds like these are kind of specific. But I guess there is one there for spouse, but it's more, it says your husband doesn't support you, but who puts the food in your mouth, him or you? So that's under your control, right? Trying to take some ownership here, or we're never going to get out of this cycle, right? But that's more of they don't support me, not necessarily.
It sounds like it's more of selling them on the program rather than the price.
Yeah,
But
those are more
Hunter's already
program
on the
specific.
program. He wanted it.
All right. So those are just there for you to use at your own discretion whenever you feel like it's
Seems like
necessary.
because there's a couple different ones there.
Okay.
So before we get going in the feedback, did everybody feel what do you feel? There's 4 or 5 objections to a sale, right? Time commitment, spouse, and money, typically. And the 5th one might be they just don't believe there's value in your program. But hopefully if you did a good enough job, the perceived value will be there, right? So that leaves time, money, commitment, and spouse, right? About time, money, commitment, and spouse, right? So do you feel like we covered 2 of the biggest objections in money and spouse?
But you also did card. So I think we really got to 3 strong objections that we're likely to get. So I appreciate that. I mean, I think we got the 3 most common ones we're going to get.
All right. So maybe with the feedback, before we get into it, just if there is an objection that you didn't hear and you want it covered, or, maybe Benny and I didn't do it well enough where we stayed in this, or I didn't do it well enough where I stayed in the saddle, and maybe you want to see what it looks like going all the way down to the free trial, right? I have a high suspicion that you will have a lot less doing the free trial and a lot more doing some sort of paid version based off of how well that went, Benny. That's just my overall feedback for you. I don't know what the feedback cadence is, so I'll go last. But J-Mac, just set what is the feedback cadence
Yep.
you want from the team real quick?
If you're gonna talk to Ben, tell him what he did well and what's one thing he can improve on, what's one thing he can get better at, and
Yes, usually you want to
better at
start with the person who's doing it. Let them say what they did well, and then we might open it up to you guys, and then have them say what they're critical. So they're being critical of themselves first, and then everyone else can kind of share their observations.
All right, Tommy's been the one that's spoken the less. So after Benny, can we have Tommy give his feedback?
Sure.
Yes, and just a quick question for everybody. I feel like we may need to put that script in there for what you said. Was I think this is going to be a free program. Because in my mind, there's not really like what Ben just did was off the cuff of having more skin in the game. So where that's going to be the number one objection that we get is what you just said. So for me, maybe how do we put that script together? And I know, Ben, I know we talked about this before, but I think you just made this part up. That's not a part that they actually give us.
Well, I feel like I heard it in one of theirs, like, because that's how he does it sometimes in those examples is he'll just give you 2 or 3 off the cuffs that aren't on the script. And I do think that that's going to be part of it is, I mean, we can go price. But for me, like in this one, I knew he saw the value in it. So I'm not going to go to a value place, right? He was telling me over and over and over again, I like this program. I want to do it. I'm ready, but it's not expensive. It's too expensive. So like that, I wouldn't necessarily go to like do you not believe that I'm going to help you? I'm going to go somewhere else with it. So I think that's where you have to kind of, play around with it and add them off the cuff.
And I think also really knowing what the difference is between the free one and the paid one, which I don't know every detail. Maybe if we find those details out, it'll be easy to say, oh, yeah, the free one, you're only going to get this. But what you need, based on what you told me, is X, Y, and Z. And that's why I'm thinking this is the best recommendation.
That did almost stump me because in the moment I was like, oh, shit, what is the difference? And I feel like I made that up on the spot, was just like, this is what's different because this makes sense to me. And I maybe heard it somewhere, but we definitely need to have a hard version of that.
Yeah, this was my biggest fear is that question right there. And what's the difference? I asked Tom, I go, how many times are they working off for free? I don't know what the difference is. So if we get those details and Tom knows them, he'll put them together for us. But that's going to be everyone's big sticking point is you're going to get what he said. I came here for a free program. Yes, sir.
So I'm not sure, and I would want to ask that question. So in the beginning, when someone says, and to identify the question that we're going to ask is, in the beginning, if a customer says, hey, I thought this was free, what's the difference between the free and the paid that you're offering? I think we need more clarity on that. My reality is that I think they're going to have you go back to, well, we've just had a tremendous response to this. So what we're looking for is the most serious people that are committed to hitting their goals. And that's why we're asking for the people that are most serious. And the people that are typically the most serious are the people that have the skin in the game financially, right? And that would be what I think. But again, I don't want to misguide you. I would say 100% what you guys are saying. Let's get clarity on that, because that was when you said, hey, you just won't have the accountability. If I didn't want that and thought I could do it on my own, which some people will, then I might just go to the free anyway, But for me personally, I know I can't. I had already said it to you, so I couldn't backtrack from that, right?
So what I hear you're saying is you're just here for some free workouts.
Right. And there will be some people that say that.
Takeaway closed. Unfortunately, Alex, like I said, I really have a very limited amount of space available right now, and candidly, I just can't take on a free trial right now. If you wanted to jump in on this.
All right. So you got that part. I think we definitely need clarity. So if somebody wants to write down that question, what if in the beginning someone says, I thought this was free. What's the difference between the free one and the paid one? Done.
What would you say to that? Tommy or Sophie, because they haven't asked any questions yet on the call. No, Sophie did. C did, and I know I did, and Alex has done a bunch.
I think everybody has except for the T Money.
Has Tommy asked questions on the big call?
Larry.
Yeah, I'm not sure who Tommy is.
Oh, fair enough. Sorry, Larry. Yeah.
Larry.
Tommy, Larry definitely hasn't asked a question.
So for the sake of time, let's do feedback. I feel
Sophie, go ahead. There
you go.
Sophie's first.
I feel like the moments when I did need to go off the script, I felt pretty good about those. I think that is one of my strengths generally. A little bit of ad-libbing here and there.
And do you want feedback, or do you just want to talk about yourself?
This is the process. You let yourself. You have the person.
I'm sorry.
They do well. It helps them retain positive behavior, and then we go to criticism. And then the other thing, I think Alex did a good job with the curveball there of switching like one objection to the next instead of just going like price, 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 price. You went like price, price, spouse, spouse, price, price, and that was really good. But I did feel good about like pivoting back and forth on those from one objection to the next. So that felt really good, and I do love the script here because I feel I'm always better at role play than I am in the real thing, but that can be somewhere where I get stuck in a regular sale that we do is I'm not always A+ at overcoming objections, and so that felt really simple and natural to know I had this kind of here. So those would be my two things I thought went well for me. I know Sophie and Tommy were both identified as the person to go first. I don't really personally care, but whoever wants to speak up. Go for it. Tommy's ready. What do you got for me, Tommy?
Let me pull up my notes. So what I thought was good was you immediately put recommendations into play that we had before you started the role play. So that's just kind of retaining that info. So I thought that was a really good job with that. I thought you did a very good job at bringing it back when Alex wanted to show you some skin.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that was on purpose for Alex or not, but I definitely could tell he was one of those people who was going to keep walking, and I felt like keep talking rather. I had to like shorten it up.
I bet
Yeah,
you
so I
money
thought very
Sophie's
good job
going to
with
give
that.
you some feedback about when I got, because I was two parts where I got jokey. I bet you money, because I saw Sophie taking notes, that Sophie's going to give you some feedback about when I got silly, you kept it real.
And then for feedback area of improvements,
You wanna
I
win
kind of
money?
want to actually
No,
have a question.
we're supposed to do all positives, Tommy, and then we do all the criticism.
Okay,
Stick to the script.
this isn't a script.
All right,
So-
Sophie.
This isn't funny.
What have I created?
This isn't funny.
Belichick's not laughing in the back.
Day.
What do you got for
1
me,
in 3 is
Sophie?
prevented. What are we doing?
We're doing just the positive right now.
Just the positives. We'll
Also,
come back.
Sophie's worried about it.
All right,
I don't want to get in trouble,
Sophie, go ahead.
Ben, you stayed in the saddle with probably the silliest prospect I've ever seen in my life. Like, I've never had somebody get that level of, so I know we're role playing, we know each other, but like, he was really giving you a run for your money, and you really stuck with it. And you actually pulled Alex from super silly into serious, which kudos to Alex, because that means you can be serious when you want to be.
Nice.
And then my other side goes along with that, but I'm stopping because we're only doing
Heard. Thank you.
the.
Thank you for sticking to the play. Is there any
Right.
any other positives that anyone noticed before we get to the criticism where I can tell everyone's chomping at the bit?
Ben, I really liked your virtual high five at the end. I made a note of that, and I think it's awesome. And I do air high fives. Like when I had one day in my club with Corona, we were doing air high fives. So, I think that's just a really good way to end it, Ben. Good job.
Sweet, thank you. All right, let's do the constructive criticism. I think for me, I did really feel like I was leaning on the script a lot. Like I was trying to stay on camera, and I even put my script closer to the webcam, but I haven't fixed that yet. So that's one thing I got to fix is the location of my webcam and where I'm going to be reading the script off of, so it looks more natural even when I do have to kind of cheat a little bit. But I definitely had to stick with the script like in mind a lot. So that would be my one thing. I got to fix my setup, and I got to learn off script a little bit.
I don't mind the script reading, Ben. I've done the phone sales before. I know it's going to be something where it's Zoom meeting, so it's differently, but every single person's reading off the script, and it's going to be okay. Don't beat yourself up over reading off the script, especially until you do 25 real ones.
Sure.
That's the number until you become just barely
Right
less
where
than
he
shit.
went, what did he say? Like 0 to suck was 25, and then at 25, suck.
Yeah, you're going to be just yeah. So guys, if it happens to be in there and you're reading the script, like I know we're working on it, but you can read the script. Like it's going to be okay. And
I need to fix my setup. I think for me, the criticism is more there where I said I was going to do it yesterday and I forgot. I need to fix my webcam and my screen and that kind of stuff to make sure that I'm doing that part correctly.
the one thing that I would recommend having as a critique instead of having to flip back and forth is print out your objections, have those individually placed so you can just look up and see where you're at. You can have every objection out. You don't have to flip. You don't have to do whatever. It's just, hey, these are my objections here. These are my card ones. So you have them posted up or somewhere visual. So you can just crack on that instead of having to flip back, or the confirmation page. Have the script laid out in front of you somewhere on different sheets.
Good call. Good call. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, Sophie,
Sophie?
what's up?
Oh, so
Oops.
So my feedback goes very deep into the EQ side of things. You were digging deep big on his big why, and Alex really got deep with you, and you guys got on a pretty low. It was a very personal, very deep connection that you had going. And what I noticed was it took a long time for Alex to pull back up emotionally. His body language, his tone, he all of a sudden was very distracted. He was texting on the side. He's given short
Those two guys are
answers.
texting.
His entire demeanor changed after you dug that deep on the big why. So for me, in my experience, when somebody gets down that low, unless I kind of pull them back up a little bit emotionally, they're done. They're not buying. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to know about the program. Alex was in bad headspace. So a great way to pull people back up is to reconnect to the numbers goal and then really emphasize how your program, your team, how you're going to personally support him and make sure that he reaches this goal, because it is so profound, so important. And we have this goal and it's attainable. Like, try to pull it back to the positive of, we can do this. Thank you for sharing your vulnerability. And I really appreciate the understanding. Now, let me tell you how we're going to make this happen and do it. So, Alex, like, I'm going to be honest, Alex, I almost texted you, are you okay? Because you did not rebound for like another half hour after that. You were done.
And to piggyback on Sophie's thing, this is where the line with the future pace after that comes into play. If you do not tone up on this line, they will never come back into buying. So if you don't hit them with, Alex, imagine weighing that 220 full of energy, right? Playing with your kids. You can play 10 hours a day and still work out, still eat healthy, and still do your thing, right? Imagine feeling as great as you possibly can. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I know we had the hard
Pull
stuff.
him back up after you knock him down.
I didn't notice his changes, so I'm going to watch the video and I'm going to see if I can identify when and where that
You'll
change
see, he
happened.
goes from like super silly to serious to like depressed, and the rest of the call is like a very slow climb back up.
Sure.
Yeah,
I was
so
waiting for Alex to snap out, and it wasn't until you were getting his credit card.
So, Alex, I'm going to call you in a second, but maybe hit him with a, hey, I know that probably took a lot out of you. You know, thanks for sharing that. I don't know if you share with many other people, or especially someone you just met in the last 20 minutes. But I admire you telling me that. And I just want you to think about where I'm going to take you is to the place where you've never felt so good, where you walk past the mirror and you sit in the mirror for a second and say, damn, I made it here. And now you can start having that laugh that we talked about that you did earlier. Let's bring that back home and get you feeling the best you can. High five. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I want to agree with Sophie 100%. It was awkward. It felt guilt. I felt guilt. I felt shame, and then you immediately went into like the programming, and it just felt confusing to me. It wasn't like there was a solution, even though I knew that the programming was there because of how you presented it before. So if I could say I wholeheartedly agree with Sophie and JMac on what they're saying, which is just something that would have reconnected me. I definitely was looking for a line from them because I got clouded on what to say and how to respond. Like I thought I was supposed to role play a scenario, then it got real, and then I gave you real answers, and I really didn't know how to get back up to what the role played scenario was. So you're hitting it on the head. And if you did throw that in, I can't say that I would have 100% came up. What I can tell you is it would probably be better than what I was at, right? Because there was nothing that was said, and it was just, I didn't know how to get out of that headspace, and I just felt confused as to, wait a minute, did this dude just try to make me feel fat? And now he's trying to, like, is he asking the questions to make me feel this? And now we're talking about programming, and I'm trying to figure out there was, if you did what Sophie or JMac said, and I don't know how you would do it, but hey, don't worry about it. Thank you for being vulnerable. That's what I need. And because you were so vulnerable, I can customize, we can customize, and this is going to work for you because you were so vulnerable. Like, connect it, boom. And I think that would be, I didn't even think of that. Man, I'm going to be honest.
You got a really nitpicky EQ thing, but the second I saw Alex go down, I was like,
I don't know if that's nitpicky. I would say that was probably the best critique. I didn't even write that down. I would say, Sophie,
That's
that was
crucial.
probably the best critique because your transitional phrasing is what sets up the conversion part of the sale. And there wasn't that transitional phrasing to like build me like Army. They strip you down to build you back up. Sales, we strip you down to build you back up. There was no build back up. And what
And
a great piece you guys just said. I missed that. So nice job.
And so that's the difference of you not having tonality, because none of us remember Ben's 2 lines that he did read before the transition, right? If we don't remember that line right there and don't bring them back in and maybe sit an extra minute on there and be like, let's think about it. Let's sit back in the happy feeling of what's going to happen after we do this, right? Yeah.
Is this helping you guys? Like, are you guys getting good feedback from this? Is this helping you guys?
This is huge. I didn't even notice that you were down. Like, I mean, I knew that you were sharing and being vulnerable. I didn't pick up on any of this, and so this is huge for me. So like I said, I'm gonna go watch it, and I'm gonna watch where you go and see why I missed it and see what cues to look for in the future.
Yeah.
If I'm being really honest, I didn't pick it up until Sophie said it either. But yeah, now that she's saying it, it's like, yeah, it was a confusing time for me in my headspace. Like I definitely felt, I already shared with you, I felt guilty for not saying yes, even though I didn't have any money and I couldn't understand why. Like I was struggling with that.
You never recovered back from that emotional debt. And that's one of those things, guys, that each one of us has our own particular skills that really enhance us as salespeople. I've got a lot of EQ in that